On to chapter 10, which is titled Lucid Dreaming and Liminal Dreaming. This one starts off talking about, the history of lucid dreaming, going over stuff we've touched on in the past, but like Stephen LaBerge's work, Tibetan dream yoga, stuff like that. But then she makes it a point to mention this guy, Jay Mutzafi, who's another guy I used to follow a lot back in the day. He used to host the Lucid Dreaming podcast, which basically aired through 2016. I think he had one-off episode in 2018, but hasn't put out really anything too new since then. But the cool thing about this podcast, and I think he even mentioned this in one of his final episodes, is he didn't want to keep pumping out work, kind of just going over the same stuff he already covered. So once he kind of said all he wanted to say on it, he just stopped it, and all those episodes are still evergreen. And he even used that term evergreen, which is, if you ever hear me say it in any of my shit, I got it basically from him. But all his episodes are still basically just as important and current as they were back then as they are right now, right? So would absolutely recommend going and giving those episodes, that old podcast, a listen. He also hosts the lucidsage.com, which I just checked and is still up. I think he was even working on making some kind of like dreaming head device that you could sleep with, kind of like Stephen LaBerge's old one. Something along those lines where like it will tell when you're in REM and then try to alert you to it. So that's awesome. He even had another podcast. It was more about philosophy, but called The Last Turtle, which was dope. Although I also don't think he put out any new episodes on that in a couple years at least. But anyway, cool guy, great stuff. Check him out. He used to have a Patreon, which I think is down now. I know the Dreaming one is down, like the Lucid Sage one is down, but I think he still might have one up for The Last Turtle. But anyway, check him out, Jay Mutsafi, lucidsage.com.